So after years of not being totally sure about my heritage, and after years of people asking me what my background is, my ethnicity is, and me not having like a sure answer, I did a thing. I got not one, but 2 DNA tests. So I can't find the other box, but we'll keep it moving. Oh, and I guarantee I am 100% human. And my name is Charisse. Welcome to my channel, Gracefully Charisse. I'm so excited about this video because I absolutely love watching videos where people are finding out about their heritage, people are building their family trees, finding out about just more about who they are and who their ancestors were. And I wanted to do the same thing because personally for me, it was something that was comforting, something that I was just super curious about, because my grandfather told me back when I was in high school, I'm 36 now, that we are of course Black and part Irish, which kind of blew my mind, but it makes a lot of sense because I have a very Irish last name. Now, that was my daddy's dad. Now, my big mama, my mother's mother, she said that we are of African, European, and Native American descent, but you know, a lot of Black grandmothers, they say we're Indian, but respectfully, of course, Native American and Indian are not the same. But I needed to know for myself. I'm just at this place in my life where it's just new beginnings, new start, and one of the things that I wanted to do is find out more about my heritage. So that's what I did. I tested with 2 companies, MyHeritage and CRI Genetics. And let me tell you, okay, one of these tests literally made me go check my birth certificate. Not trying to be shady or anything, but I did. And my parents are my parents, but I know from research that there are some missing links on in my family tree. I did a lot of research, found some census records, military records, medical records, even found some photos online of family members that I had never seen. And I don't know very many people on my dad's side of the family, literally just 7 people, and that's my daddy, my grandparents, and an aunt and a couple cousins, and that's literally it. On my mother's side of the family, in short, I don't really connect with most of my family, and a lot of them, I know we have a huge family, I just don't know them. I never met them. Short and sweet. But I wanted to know this for myself, and disclaimer, I have seen the results, but I know there are so many of you out there that love these types of videos, and I do as well, so I want to share my results. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna start with MyHeritage. So I'm starting with MyHeritage because it was the most simple results. It wasn't confusing for me, so I'm gonna put the results on the screen as we go. Okay, here we go. According to MyHeritage, I am 49.7% Nigerian, 27.5% West African, 9.3% Kenyan, and that is, you know, for Africa, so I'm 86.5% African. Now, Europe, I am 6.6% Iberian and 2.5% East European, so that's 9.1% European. Now, this one is the one that just it shocks me. It surprised me because I had absolutely no idea. I hadn't heard anything about this ethnicity being in my family line. So 3.2% West Asian and 1.2% South Asian. So that's 4.4% Asian. So according to this test, I jokingly like to say I'm African Eurasian. So this is the map right here. Okay, so I am just all over the world. So okay, before I tell you how I feel about these results and, you know, just what I think, let me show you what CRI Genetics says, because again, this one made me go check my birth certificate. I was just so confused and I didn't know what to think, and I'm like, wait a minute, huh? So let me show that to you right now. So So CRI Genetics actually does their test in parts. They break it down into different parts. I'm not sure why they do it this way, but they have a recent analysis, which shows you what you are as of the last 5 generations, and that includes you. And they also have an advanced analysis, and that tells you what's in your DNA or who your ancestors were as of generation 6 back. I don't know why they split it like this, but this is what they told me. I called customer service many times because I was like, okay, what does this mean? What's going on here? Like, I did call them and talk to them a lot. But yeah, they split it up. And then I got my haplogroup, and that is finding the earliest mother in my direct maternal line. So my mother's 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 mother. Things branch out from Adam and Eve. And in short, yeah, the earliest mother in my mother's line. In my maternal line. Okay. According to CRI Genetics, I'm going to say it a little differently because of the way they break it down. They do it in detail. Okay. So 47.6% European. Okay. 43.3% African. Okay. That I expected. And 9.1% West Indian. Here's the thing. I'm not complaining about any ethnicities. Please don't get me wrong. Usually when I see an almost 50-50, there is like a blatant like biracial situation. One parent is just pretty much blatantly like European and the other one is blatantly like African American. So that's why I was confused by this. So now I'm going to break down the results. So as for European, it says that I am 18.8% Italian, 9.5% German, and I got 7.7% British Isles. Now, I called the company and they did say the British Isles covers the Welsh, the British, the Scottish, and the Irish. So that's where the Irish comes in, okay? So 6.6% Southern Central Slavic, 2.7% Spanish, so from Spain, and 2.3% France. So I'm French. As for the African, I am 14.2% Yoruba people, 9.2% Mindi people, or Minde. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. 7.1% Isan people, 6.7% Gambians, and 6.1% Luha people. And as for the West Indian, 9.1% African Caribbeans. Now, I'm not too surprised by that because I don't do it publicly anymore. But I know how to dance. I know how to move these hips. I know how to whine. I know how to belly dance a little bit. Jamaicans taught me how to dance when I was a little girl, when I was somewhere around 4 or 5 years old. I remember this distinctly in New York, and they used to have these you heard of a house party, but we lived in an apartment complex in the Bronx, and they used to actually have like apartment parties. So there would be more than one apartment just hanging out, listening to music. People are like in the hallways and stuff, and they used to teach me how to dance. So I'm not surprised about the African Caribbean. Come on now. I know that there are some pieces missing in my family tree, but this confused me. But I guess it's not going to be so confusing once I get to the other part. So that was my recent analysis. Let's show you the advanced analysis. Okay, advanced analysis. Now, again, this starts from generation 6 back. Again, not sure why they did it this way, but they did. And I'm going to just put it on the screen so you guys can take a look. I'm going to read to you the book because there's a lot going on here. So starting from generation 6 back, it says 95.3% African, 3.5% European, and 0.6% East Asian. That one's new. That one wasn't even in MyHeritage. 0.2% Admixed American, and 0.2% South Asian. Let's continue. We got one more part, okay? So, as for my haplogroup, I am in the haplogroup L3E3B. So that is the earliest mother in my direct maternal line. And it says about her, okay, she was from the Bamalik in Africa. I believe that's the tribe. So Africa, that is in Nigeria, it says. But the Bamalik, whose origins trace to Egypt, migrated to what is now northern Cameroon between the 11th and 14th centuries. So I have Egyptian ancestry, which I think is cool because I absolutely used to love doing research on the Egyptians and the pyramids, and I love the headdress. I'm not surprised by that either, actually, because I mean, everyone has two different trees. You have your genealogical tree, that is everyone who is in your family line, all of your ancestors, and then you have your genetic family tree. Those are that tree contains the people that you actually received DNA from. Everyone who was in your family line, you did not receive their DNA. Look up DNA and recombination. So you don't receive it. That's why you and your sibling can get different DNA results, because you don't receive all of your great-great-great-great-grandparents' DNA. So here's what I think about these results. Comparing the two, I don't think CRI genetics is exactly wrong. I just think the way they break things down makes the percentages kind of look a little exaggerated. And they might be, I don't know, they're a newer company. The thing is, the regions and the ethnicities were almost exactly the same. Okay, so here's what I feel about my results. I am actually it feels good for me to finally know what my heritage is, at least for the most part. I know these tests are still growing and we're still learning, but I'm happy to know more of what I am, and who God created me to be, what God created me to be. And it just goes to show what a beautifully diverse world we have, in the brightest light of things. That's my takeaway from this. And I don't believe in denying any part of who I am or rejecting any part of who I am in order to fit in with anyone or to be accepted or received by anyone. Having said that, I fully embrace who and what God has created me to be. And I am a mixed heritage woman of color, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy about that. And one day I would love to visit all of these places. I would love to visit Africa. I would love to visit Europe. I would love to visit Asia. And it's so interesting, but it's funny because what is in my DNA, I have found interest in all of these places some way, somehow, whether it be the food, the fashion, the culture, something about it. And I find that so very interesting. But this is definitely something that I do want to show my children so that they can understand who they are on mommy's side. I don't have children yet, but I'm very much so a family person, and I one day look forward to having my own family. And I think it's important for our kids to know what and who they are. And at the end of the day, we are all God's creation, all God's children, and that's what I am and who I am. And at the end of the day, I am Charisse. So in light of all of this, I wanted to say to all of you guys, it doesn't matter what your heritage is, what ethnicity or ethnicities you are. It doesn't matter what phenotype you have, what hair texture you have, what color you are, what features you have. You are all welcome here on my channel. And I hope that we can just have fun and all be cool. And thank you so much for watching my video. Also, if you guys know what your heritage is, whether you took a test or not, leave it in the comment section. If there's something that I misunderstood, please feel free to kindly correct me. I just ask that everyone, because I know this can be such a touchy topic, please, please, please be kind and respectful in the comment section. And if you have any corrections for me or anybody else, I just ask that you please let us correct each other in love and with respect, and because there's such a difference between condescension and correction. So keep everything kind and loving, and please family friendly. Alrighty, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy watching so many of your videos out there. And until next time, always remember, do all things in love and live gracefully. Bye.